Hello and welcome to this quick draft of March of the Machine. We're going to pay for an event now. We're going to go and have a look at the cards that are available. I'll talk through the ones I'm going to pick. So far I've had a really good result with drafting so far, and hopefully we're going to be able to carry that on. I'm going to be drafting for value, so we want to try and get the best, the most rares that we can get, but also build the best deck. So first of all, we have Complete the Circuit. 6 mana instant, convoke. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. I wouldn't use this in a draft deck at all. Blue is a pretty good colour, although in this deck we've only got one blue card, which is kind of okay. We've definitely got some decent white cards, some decent green cards. Only one black, that's okay. The reds are okay. So I'd probably want to actually get some of these green cards in the end, or the white ones. If I was just picking just to get the best deck, what I'm going to do right now, because I currently have 0 of Complete the Circuit, and I want to add that to my collection, I'm going to pick that first, and we're going to see what I can get otherwise. So we've got, again, white, black, looking pretty good. The rare's gone from this pack, so we only have the 3 uncommons up here, or 4 uncommons, because we have the battle card as well, and then everything else is just the commons. So we can ignore this. We're probably not gonna. It's not gonna make any difference to our actual deck in the end. So we could go with knights, which would be good if we've got other white and blue knights. At the moment, we've got auras, instant, return creatures. So this one is backup, so it's generally better in white and red. I think, to be honest, I've had pretty good results so far with white and black Phyrexian deck, because a lot of things can transform into Phyrexians. So even if it might not be it's only a human rogue on the front side, it's a Phyrexian rogue on the back. So if we get something that can boost all Phyrexians, which includes the incubate tokens as well, because they're Phyrexians, then actually that's not too bad. And you don't seem to see that much enchantment removal either. So I'm going to go with that and assume we're going with white and black, but who knows, it might change. So okay, we've got a decent 2/2 lifelink, which is a Phyrexian, which is good. We could go with discard if you want to stick with white and black. Or we've got some good green cards, some really good green ramp, and this can be decent removal as well. When this one transforms, and gives something pretty much -3 on its toughness, which is useful as well. And tap creatures, put stun counters on them. Moment of Truth, searching for cards in your library. War Historian is good when you've got battle cards. So if we had like these green cards up here in this one, that would work out pretty well. But let's stay with the white and black Phyrexians. I've already got 3 out of 4 of these, so if I get too many, I'm not going to be adding to my collection. I'm going to be just increasing my vault progress, which is okay, but I'd much rather add to my collection to start with. So let's see, what have we got that's also white or black? We have Failed Conversion. Give something -4/-4, which you can surveil, which is pretty good. We can go with the Mauler, which is a way to get an extra swamp if we need it. This black and red battle has been pretty good in the black and red decks that I've tried before. Makes the opponent sacrifice a creature, so it's pretty good to put out at the beginning. It's only 2 mana. But we've got uncommons there. There's no rares left. We could go with something green, but I'm going to make sure this double strike's good too. I'm going to make sure we get some removal, because we're definitely going to need some removal. Okay, perfect. We have Phyrexian Awakening, an enchantment which gives our Phyrexians vigilance and incubates 4, but with Sculpted Perfection, it would actually be a 5/5. Put them together, and you actually have, no wait, you have, yeah, +1/+1, that's a 4/4. So it's a 5/5 with vigilance if we get those 2 out. That's pretty good. This can become a Phyrexian with trample, which is nice. There's another knight if we wanted a knight deck. Return creatures. So it's a pretty easy choice here. If we have a look at my collection, I've already got 2 out of 4 of those, so getting a third one's pretty good. Okay, so We have no white cards, we have no black cards. So let's just pick the best value we can get on the idea that we might end up not in white and black for any reason. So we've also got this pretty decent green creature. Streetwise Negotiator's really good. Jumping Carvage is quite useful. And Vengeance Earth's okay. It's pretty good at the end. The Invasion. Discard a card, draw 2 cards. Becomes a Goblin Spell Shaper. I think if I had to pick anything on the idea that we might be choosing white and green, I'd probably go with a Streetwise Negotiator. So let's just go with that. Obviously the lower cost cards tend to be better to have a good number of those. We have white, and we have this for black. Fertilized Favor for green. Looking for basic land cards. Putting +1 counters on things. I quite like the Alabaster Host Intercessor. Very long name. It's a Phyrexian. It basically does a Brutal Cathar trick. Exiles an opponent's creature until it leaves the battlefield. But it's a bit harder to kill because it's a 3/4. And if we're missing any white, we can also cycle it and put it into the graveyard. So let's get one of those. Okay, we can sacrifice a creature to draw 2 cards. We can, again, incubate 3, which is going to be pretty good with everything else. Phyrexians you control have reach. Incubate 5. So if we did want to go with white and green and black, which is a little bit harder to deal with, having 3 colours rather than 2, we could have Phyrexians that are all +1/+1, vigilance and reach, which would be insane. But the chance of having all those out at the same time is pretty low. So I'm going to go with Traumatic Revelation. As we get to incubate, we get to remove something from the opponent's hand and see their hand, which I think is sometimes even more valuable. So right now we don't have any black, any white apart from the Knight, which is okay. It's a pretty good card in itself, but it's not going to help with Phyrexians. We could assume, again, we've got a Phyrexian here. We could destroy something, which is quite good. A good tip that I don't know if anyone's noticed is that, or I haven't seen many people say, is when you have a battle that you're protecting, your opponents put a battle out and you have to protect it. If you destroy the battle with, for example, Atrax's Fall, then they don't get the... It's not the same as defeating the battle. They don't get to cast the thing on the back. It just removes it. So sometimes if your opponent has a big battle deck or some kind of battle strategy happening in their deck, you could maybe even let them hit the battle a couple of times or once to get it down to a lower defense and then just remove it with a card like that, which can be useful. Also, creatures with flying can be trouble. Artifacts are quite common because a lot of the Phyrexian cards, or the incubate tokens in particular, are artifacts. So that's not a terrible card to have, but I'm going to go with, if there's ever any doubt, and you're probably not going to use the cards, in this case I don't think I will, this one is a common and this one's an uncommon. Uncommons are worth 3 times as much for the Vault Progress, and also you're less likely to actually get all of the uncommons in the set compared to the commons. I always get either all of the commons in the set, like 4 of every common, or very close to it, and the uncommons aren't always quite as close. So we have an Oilcaster, which is again good because it's a Phyrexian 2/4 menace, and can become a 5/4 menace if the opponent has 8 cards or more in their graveyard, which can happen, towards the end of a game. You can easily get to that, especially if you have some other kind of milling or making the opponent discard cards. Obviously fills their graveyard a little bit faster. Yargle is pretty good. It's not a Phyrexian, but it is one I don't have in my collection. I only got 1 of 4 rather than having all of 4 copies of this one. I'm going to take Yargle just for something a bit different. Right, okay, so again, no white and no black there. We could get something like the Urn, because that can help us fix colour if we are going to go with 3 colours. I don't think we are, but for now I'm going to take the other Herbology Instructor and hope that I can get some other colours, but we're not getting anything else there. I can take the Halo Hopper because that's colourless and that'll fit into anything. I don't have any of those yet. And the Sentinel is basically a 3/3 Vigilance. which is good even if it's not a Phyrexian. Take the red card that I don't have as many of, and take that again. Okay, so the next... we might be going green, you never know. The next one, backup 1 trample, Doomscar Warrior. So 4 mana. It's a 5/4 trample, and when it does combat damage to a player or a battle, look at the cards at the top of your library and reveal a creature or land card among them, put them into your hand. So pretty much drawing every turn it hits, quite possibly. Now, do I have any of those yet? I don't. Am I going to use it? Still unlikely. If I was just picking for the best deck, I would probably get the Merciless Repurposing, because it's Exile and Incubate, or Vanquish the Weak, because removal's all good, but I'm going to go with the slightly higher value option here, especially as I'm quick drafting, and the rewards for the quick draft aren't quite as important as the rewards for the Premier Draft. So if you're ever doing a quick draft, tends to be better. There's another complete the circuit. Tends to be better to pick more rares and possibly sacrifice the strength of your deck to get slightly less, because you still get to get more cards overall that way. Now, cut short, I've already got 4 of, which is all really good. I like it. Render inert can be really good, especially if we do find a battle that we like, because you can remove counters from a target permanent, and that includes defense counters. But this could also be if the opponent has a Planeswalker, or if they have an Incubate token. If you remove all the counters from an Incubate token, because they are basically 0/0 creatures with +1 counters on, then if you remove all the counters, they die. So render inert is good in a few different situations, so we'll take that. Here's one that I definitely want. Each player can't cast more than 1 non-Phyrexian spell each turn, and non-Phyrexian creatures enter the battlefield tapped. I've already got 3 out of 4 of these because I've tried them before, and I really like them. One thing that they can do really well, that the opponent doesn't always think about, is that you, if you have Phyrexian Censor out, if the opponent plays a card and then they hit a battle, then the battle transforms, but they can't cast the back side of the battle because they've already cast a spell that turn, unless it's a Phyrexian. I don't think any of the battles are Phyrexians on the other side. So this is one way to shut down battles that the opponent might actually not be thinking about. They might not realize that. Last time I got this, there were 2 different matches where the opponent tried to cast the back side of their battle and they weren't able to do it because this was out and it wasn't a Phyrexian spell. So it's always worth having. So we have Battle, Invasion of Kamigawa, which isn't very good, and it's blue. Not very good in this instance. Now we have black here, Final Flourish. You can sacrifice an artifact or creature to give something -6/-6, or just give it -2/-2. That's pretty good. We also have the land. Now the land by itself is the same as many other sets before. If you have any other gain land where you gain life and it can be 2 different colours, it doesn't matter if you get it from this set or a previous one, you can use that in any constructed games. You can put a black and white gain 1 life land from 10 sets ago in a deck if you're building it now. So it doesn't really help for our collection in that way. It's kind of a duplicate, but it might help us to cast our spells because we've got to have black and white, and the amount of times you end up with just 1 colour. You get all your white lands and all your black spells at the same time. So it's pretty good to add. I think I'm going to go with the removal for now, but if I was in a Premier Draft, I might pick the land instead. Okay, so we have a rare here. It's white and it's black, which is a good start. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability, it triggers an additional time. Creature tokens you control have Vigilance and Lifelink. Now, this is not a Phyrexian, but if I can get lots of incubator tokens, they might get Vigilance from the other thing. What was it? Phyrexian Awakening can give them Vigilance. But this can give them Vigilance and Lifelink. And if all of my tokens, or if all of my incubator tokens have Vigilance and Lifelink, that's going to work out pretty well for me. So I'm going to take that. And it's a rare. So let's go with that. Okay, we have Failed Conversion, which again, -4, which is useful. We have this creature, which the opponent might mill or mills 3 cards when it enters, or we both do. So if we have that one where it matters if the opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, this can help you fill that out a bit more. Turns into a Phyrexian, which is useful, and it's a 3/3 menace, which is pretty good anyway, but can become a 4/5 menace. And you can put a permanent with mana value 2 or less from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So whether that's your own lifelink creature or something the opponent has that's useful and works out pretty well for you, then definitely a good card to have in this kind of deck. Right, so we have a Phyrexian, which grows when artifacts or creatures put into the graveyard from the battlefield. That includes tokens as well. So if any of our incubator tokens die, this gets +1/+1 if it's out. It's going to get the vigilance and the other +1 with the enchantments and things that are out as well. Or we could go with Temerit, which is double black, which is slightly harder to cast in a 2-color deck, but not too difficult. Toughness equal to the devotion to black, so it is much better in just a mono black deck. We can exile target cards from graveyards and gain life. It's not a bad card. I've only got 1 out of 4 of those, and I've already got 4 of the Ichor Shades. So there's a good chance the Ichor Shade's going to work out better for me. This isn't too bad itself, and I'm going to keep drafting for value at the moment. I'm sure I'm going to get a really good deck anyway, even if I pick some other things that I'm not going to use in the deck. Okay, right now we have more things that we're probably not going to use, but we have Yargle. If we do end up using Yargle, it's a 9/3. If there's any way we can give that +1 and flying, then it's an option. We'll put that in there just in case. Mirrodin Avenge, destroy creature that was dealt damage this turn. Don't have that yet. It's a pretty good card to have. Draw a card for 1, even if I think we can play this even if there isn't a creature that is damaged, possibly. Or maybe there has to be a creature that's damaged. Either way, drawing a card for 1, even if we're just getting rid of something really small of the opponent's. We could have a situation where we're attacking with, let's say we have something like a 1/3. The opponent's blocking with a 1/3, so we attack, they block. They both bounce off each other. And then you cast Mirrodin Avenge and kill it. It could happen. Definitely an option. Okay, we have Unseal the Necropolis. Milling 3 cards, return 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. So that's kind of drawing 2 cards. Drawing 2 useful cards, especially. So, quite happy to pick that one up. And now we've got blue, we have black-red. There's a good sacrifice engine here. Stormclaw Rager, but we're not going to be sacrificing things so much. And good for Convoke. But again, in any absence of doubt, we're going to pick the uncommon that we have least of. So I've got 3 of these and none of these, so I'm just going to pick that just to add to my collection. And again, these cards we're not going to use, but we've got a couple of uncommons and a common that I have 3 or 4 of. So I'm going to take Wrath, why not? Add to my collection. And then, Oilcaster or Negate. Well, because we've got some things that are going to help us mill things, I'll take the Oilcaster for now. And look, a swamp, how exciting. Okay, right. Oh, we have a Herbattle that is white and black. And we can return target non-battle permanents from a graveyard to the battlefield. And creature tokens get +1/+0 and have lifelink. And you can make a creature token at the end of your turn, your end step. With Render Inert, which is removing 5 counters from a target permanent. And this battle, which has 5 defense counters on it. And we have lots of other things that boost Phyrexians and boost tokens. I'm pretty sure we're going to go for that. Let's see if there's anything else here that's good. The Aetherblade Agent I like. We might pick that if it comes around again. Ichor Shade we could pick. But to be honest, let's take the rare here. And let's see what else we actually need. If we take out the green cards for now. Let's put all those in the sideboard. So all we have now are the white and black cards. Let's take out Halo Hopper in case we do need it. Don't know if we will need it. So at the moment the curve is looking okay. I might want some more smaller things. We don't have that many 2-drop creatures. It'd be much better to have some more there. So what do we want? Scroll Shift exile, target artifact, creature or enchantment, return to the battlefield. Let's see, something like Phyrexian Awakening. When it enters, you incubate 4. So if we can flash that, make it come back, we're going to incubate 4 again and draw a card just for 3 mana, which is not too bad. Also, anything else that the opponent's trying to destroy, we might be able to use that as a kind of battle trick. So let's put that out. Boonbringer Valkyrie. Do I have this already? I have one of them already. I'm not going to say no to that. It's not a Phyrexian, but it's basically a 5/5 flying first strike lifelink. And it's in the colours that we want, so let's just take that without even having to think about it. Right, where else do we need to go? Traumatic Revelation again. Remove something from the opponent's hand. And if we do, they discard. If we don't, we incubate 3. So even if this doesn't work as a discard spell, then we're going to incubate 3 for 2 mana, which isn't terrible anyway, considering we've got lots of other things we can do with tokens. Anything else you want to do here? Flitting Gorilla. We can put creature or battle cards from our graveyard on top of our library, which I don't think we're likely to want to do too much. Can't see anything else I really want. Inspired Charge. I don't think we'll need it. So many combat tricks like that when we've got other things that are going to boost our tokens. We could get Artistic Refusal just to have another uncommon that we don't have, and the Sheevan Branch Burner's kind of nice as well, but obviously not for this deck. So let's go with a Revelation. We're on 22 cards now out of 40. There's probably a couple of other things we could take out that might not be the best. Like maybe the Sentinel if we get something that replaces it, because it's a knight. Maybe we'll get a Phyrexian instead. Okay, Merciless Repurposing. Good removal, incubate 3. Definitely good. That's an uncommon. Sunder the Gateway. Again, incubate and transform, or destroy an artifact that's not a token, so not a Phyrexian incubator token, but or an enchantment, and incubate 2, which is again pretty good. We could go with a land, or we could go with the removal. I'm going to go with the removal now. Maybe the land will come back round. Maybe we'll see another one. Okay, a Phyrexian, 4/4. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. We have the potential of getting lifelink at some point, so drawing extra cards sounds like a good deal to me. Right, we're at 24 already. Oh, another Render Inert. I think there's a good chance I'm going to want to draw that either way, so I'm going to have at least 2 of those in the deck. Etched Familiar. Again, it's a Phyrexian. The opponent loses life, we gain life when it dies, so 3/2. It's not too bad. We can trade that for things. Or we could get the Dune Shaper to give something trample, which is quite nice if you want battles. Have battles that you want to transform. But I'll go with the Fox for now. Okay, there's the card that we wanted if we wanted to get lots of different knights. Other knights get +1/+1. It's a decent creature by itself. 2 mana, 2/2. It can tap something else. But we're not doing that deck. We have the Death Touch. We have the Grows when things are sacrificed. Or no, not sacrificed. When things are put into the graveyard. So for the sake of my collection, I'm going to get this. Also, it does potentially draw more cards, and it's Death Touch, and it's an early creature, which I need more of anyway. Let's get Mirrored and Avenged again, just because we've only got one of those so far. Now, backup, lifelink. Could get Inspired Charge just for one trick. Don't think we'll use it though. Let's have a look at... Because this is a quick draft, we can basically take our time and have a look at the deck. So here I've got Mirrored and Avenged, you can just about see just behind my head. We have 2/2 lifelink, 1/1 Death Touch, removal, incubate or discard. We have a potential blocker and a Kite Sail, which isn't obviously a creature, so that's not going to affect the board much until later on. Then we have a lot of 3s that are doing pretty well. Maybe if I take out one of these. Still got 27 cards here, so we're not going to need all of these. Definitely want to have the enchantment that's going to make our tokens better. There's a good chance we won't need Yargle. Let's try and be a bit more consistent and get rid of all that stuff. We don't need Yargle. Removal. Boonbringer's so good we can't say no to it. Oilcaster. Sculpted. Yes, Karlov we need. Let's take out anything that doesn't affect our strategy directly. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Rendering that. I think we'll use that. Okay. So now everything is either removal or creatures that work well together. Or a 2-drop. So we've now got 23. We could just go with this. If we wanted to get any other creatures that are going to help us out, they're probably going to be 2 or 3 drops, because once we start getting to these bigger ones, they're going to boost everything else. We want to make sure we survive to get our invasion out, to render it inert possibly, or to at least get the Boonbringer Valkyrie out to get these things out, and then it's going to turn the game around pretty much. So we want to make sure we survive. So do we need a combat trick? Probably not, because if we get these things out, it's going to turn things our way anyway. We don't have to trick things to get there. So we could go with this. It's a 4-drop. It's a 3/3 lifelink, or it can give something else lifelink. Is it better than any other 4-drop we've got? 3/3 menace that transforms. That's better. 2/4, potentially a 5/4 menace is better. So I don't think we're going to need any of these for the sake of the deck. But just for a collection, let's just add Spire Charge. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so again, not going to use these. I'm just adding some other cards to my collection. Take something that I don't have 4 of. Take the one I have least of. Not that it makes that much difference, but it's going to make a tiny bit of difference. This goes in the sideboard, and then we have Blade Master goes in the sideboard. Okay, so we've basically got there 23 cards that we can use for a deck. How many rares did we actually get? So, us uncommons, 1 rare. Where's the other rares? They're all here. So, 2, 3, 4. It's just 4. Then we've got the other ones. I'm sure we had some other ones. 4. Oh yeah, 5, 6 up there. So 6 rares. Not bad for our entry fee, the draft. And we have a deck here that's now 40 cards with slightly, we're not slightly heavy, oh yeah we are, we're quite heavy on the black compared to the white. It's going to give us 9 black and 8 white. Considering a lot of the early things are black as well, I'm going to say we probably want to shift that over a little bit. We've got some double black and we've got more black things at the beginning. We've only got 1 double white up there. I think there's a good chance I'm going to rather have swamps at the beginning than plains. So that's the deck we have. Is there anything else we wanted to swap out? Mirrored and Avenged. One of those is probably fine. Unseal Necropolis. It's good. But no, I'd rather have something like Final Flourish to remove something. Yargle's good, but it doesn't work with our token Phyrexian strategy. Kite Sail, no. Halo Hopper is just a creature that's a 3/2, but to be honest, the Etch Familiar is a 3/2, and it's a Phyrexian, and it does other things as well, so it's much better than just a Halo Hopper. So yeah, nothing else we need there. Do we want a 3/3 Vigilance around here? Possibly. We could do. We could take out one of these bigger ones. So for 4 mana here, we've got a 3/3 Menace that can potentially do more things. 3/3 Vigilance. If it's a Phyrexian, I'll probably go with the Vigilance, but it's not a Phyrexian. So let's just go with this as the deck, and let's just see how we do. So I'm going to go through and do as many games as I can with this deck. See if we can get to 7 wins. Don't know if we can. I have before with other ones. So in the current set, I have done 1 Premier Draft with 7 wins, 2 losses, and that was a black and white Phyrexian deck. So let's see if we can replicate that now. Okay, so we have Revelation, Phyrexian Sensor, Sculpted Perfection. We've got a range of lands there. If we only had black or only had white, this wouldn't be quite so good, but having at least one of each to start with is definitely much better. Okay, right, so does it matter if we start black or white? Not really. Just start with the black. And then we're going to do Traumatic Revelation, take out the earliest threat, or the biggest threat, whichever we think we can't deal with. Maybe something Phyrexian if we need to. Let's do the white, just to have a bit of each. And let's see what they've got. Ooh, okay, they have big things. So, they don't have anything they can do at the beginning. This is going to cost 4 mana of different colours, which they don't have. This is really expensive, and this can help them get forest. So let's get rid of that. So at the moment they don't have much. I wish I had a more aggressive strategy right now. Because if I did, I could probably kill them before they can even play anything. Got an island. They need to have a plains and a forest. Plains and a mountain to be able to cast Omnath. But they've drawn 2 more cards, so who knows what they've got there. There we go. Phyrexians get +1/+1, so it's going to be a 4/4 next turn. He's looking for his land. That enters tapped, which means it can't block. Okay. So, go with another creature that can attack. Or incubate 2. Give Phyrexians +1. Well, let's do that. Slightly more mana efficient. And next turn, if we have another land, we do have another land, we can put out the Etch Familiar and transform the token and attack with both of them. Hopefully we can do a lot of damage before they get a mountain. Once they get a mountain, we're going to need removal, but we do have a -4/-4 enchantment, was it? And we can get a -6/-6 by kicking the other spell. Oh yeah, of course, Blighted Burgeoning is going to give them the other colour they need. So they can now cast Omnath. Which is potentially bad for us. Ooh. Unless. As soon as they get the mana to cast it, let's have a look at the hand again. This is when discard really comes in handy. Let's see what you've got. Ooh. How about we get rid of that Omnath? Now they can transform that. They can have a 2/2 and a 1/2, so they actually can't block effectively. And do Cosmic Hunger, but that's not going to help either. So they don't have any good blocks here. They could just throw the Surveyor in front to save 4 damage, possibly. Okay. Okay. Hello. I see. Right. Etch Familiar comes out as a 4/3. So better than the 3/2 frog. Okay, we need 1 more land, and then we can draw 2 more cards, lose some life, but I'm sure we can afford it. So they can do a tandem takedown, right? They can remove one of those. They can remove the censor if they want. Or Cosmic Hunger. Deal damage equal to its power to another creature. So they could do either of those to remove something. But it's not going to help me to sit back and do nothing. I'm going to have to keep attacking. Just so they don't get any of their big things out. I've already got 6 mana here. They need 2 more to cast the Copper Host Crusher, which is going to be slightly difficult for us to deal with. Unless we get the Death Touch creature. Okay. Are they going to attack? Surprised if they do. They do. Okay. Creature tokens have vigilance and lifelink. Well, let's play that first. Don't see how they can actually kill this, so I should be okay. If they use Cosmic Hunger, they can do 2 damage to it. They can block and do a 3rd damage with the Surveyor. It's not enough to really do much. So I think what I might do here is end turn. I'll transform the incubator on their turn, and then play out Teysa Karlov, give it vigilance and lifelink, and then attack with it after that. Let's see, maybe they'll get another creature down. We've got quite a lot of land now. Effectively 6 land, with a range of colours. Probably going to try and block with that. Oh, lifelink. So, if I put this out, best use of my mana for this turn. I could attack with a Censor. I'd have to block, which means I'll take 3 damage. And I'll gain life. Let's keep pressing things. If it removes their blocker, then I can keep attacking with other things. If their removal is things like Cosmic Hunger, they're going to have to lose creatures. If they don't have any more creatures, they can't use things like Cosmic Hunger. So 5 potential damage here. We have a Death Touch. Just slightly annoying. Some removal would be nice. There's definitely some removal in the deck. There we go. -4, -4. And 5 damage. Can't do both of them, unfortunately. But they can remove a creature or enchantment. Let's take this out. Get to Surveil 2, which is good. 1 more land would be really nice. I don't think I need that. It's not going to help with the hexproof creature. To make sure we get that land. Oh, we get to Surveil again. So how about next turn? We could go with the Agent and the... we'll do it the other way around. Next turn we'll go with the Gargantua. So let's get that land next turn. And we'll just go and attack with everything. That puts them down to 2. I can now get out a 5/5 to block with and a 0/1. Which means I need something else to get past them. So, without having an answer right now, let's gain some cards. Going to have the Death Touch, which is good. It's now 5/5 that I can attack with. More land that I'm not going to really need. I could attack, but I'm just going to lose a creature, so there's no point. Although, there is a case for it, I suppose. If I attack with both, either dies or blocks with a Converter Beast, and he's left with just the 5/5, and I have 2 creatures. What's this? +1 counter on target creature, and it fights. Whew. Okay, would have killed it anyway. Is it going to attack? Another target creature gets +2/+2 and loses abilities. Okay, we can play everything this turn, which is good. We want to go as wide as possible. 1 more land and they can cast the big thing. But if we have 3 creatures that can all attack, and they can all do at least 2 damage, then that's not too bad. So we could attack now, take out the Converter Beast. Then we just lose a creature, which doesn't feel great. It takes away 1. And we're left with 4 creatures. This would become a creature, so we want to block that. Block that with a death touch. So we should still be left with more. Hello. Or we can use the urn to destroy something. He's telling me it's my go. Thanks. So this gives creature tokens, vigilance, and lifelink. Don't have any other tokens. Let's just go for attacking. Let's just see what happens. He's got to block both. So, which one would he rather kill? It's going to let me gain some more life. Keep my token with lifelink and vigilance, which is nice. Okay. So now he needs to somehow stop me from attacking with all these creatures. You can put that out, which is great. It's not enough. This is going to turn to a 3/3. We can gain life, but we don't need to. And let's attack. Good game. Okay. Going wide definitely helped against his big things, and being able to discard those cards at the beginning really helped us as well, so that worked out pretty well. Okay, on to game number 2. What do we have? Things we can't cast at the beginning. Now, I hate to mulligan. I really hate to mulligan. Opponent goes first. Opponent's already taken the mulligan, so I'm not going to be behind for doing that. If I get a 4th land, I get something that can block. Get a 2nd black, I can possibly block. If I get 1 more, I can put this out. Let's go with the mulligan. I'm going to regret this, right? What have we got? Okay. We can keep that, I guess. Put 1 land back. Got a few turns to find another one, or we can use the alabaster. So let's keep 6, put 1 land back. The other hand might have been better. This does incubate at least. They both incubate, and we've got all the land we need. So hopefully, if the opponent isn't too aggressive, we'll be able to get out Phyrexians that have +1/+1 and vigilance. So we'll have a 5/5 and a 3/3. But they're blue and white, which means likely to be knights. It's nice to have something I can play on turn 2. Especially when they already had mulligans. Let's take out their creature. Now they've only got the 1 creature, they've got enough land, they can do a trick. There you go, and they have equipment. So if we can get rid of that 1 creature, we're going to be in a good situation. So removal would be good about now. What are they thinking about? They can take that off. Ooh, removal. But we don't have it yet. Too early. So, right now we can incubate. Next turn we can either do Sculpted Perfection, or we can turn this into a 4/4. Let's see what we draw. More land. Okay, let's go with double white. He'll keep doing damage to us. Has a combat trick. We're so close to getting rid of this. This would help as well. Well, he's got the combat trick, but it's going to give it +2/+1, which means you could still kill it. You can use the combat trick. Let's see. We might have something else. He pretty much has to use it. Got an island and he's got that. Has to use it. Otherwise it's a waste. Maybe he didn't think I had this. Maybe he thought it was going to be a 3-3. No, it was a 4. Okay. I mean, I'm still going to block it, obviously. Now he's got no creatures. And wait, do I want to have... Do I care about that now? No, I'm going to keep that. I've got enough land. Okay. So... now we have another incubate. He puts out a creature, we're going to remove it. And get our own creature down, which is a Phyrexian. It's going to have +1 and it's going to have vigilance. If not, we can just use the token. Save this for when he does put a creature out. It's looking pretty good. Basically a Knights deck without the Knights. Okay, oh, Invasion is good too. 5 non-battle permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. I don't have anything. 3, that's going to be a 3 as well. So the land goes out. Well, I think if I'm not going to use the host, I could do that, but I can't transform. They have nothing to return, so I don't think there's any point in doing that right now. I know it will give tokens +1 on lifelink, and it'll create spirits. But let's put some pressure on them. Just start wearing them down. So I could possibly put this out and hit this twice. I just didn't have anything to return, which feels bad. Okay, we all go in. So we're going to take it nice and slow. We're going to play the Intercessor to get rid of this one. Okay, my turn. Probably won't need that. Well, I can incubate, which is not too bad. We're going to remove his creature. So in the worst case, if he kills the Host Intercessor, which is the most likely thing for him to want to kill, so he'll get his creature back if he kills it. Then I can play Invasion, bring it back, take something else out. So Invasion is now removal. It would be nice to have the whole token thing, but I'll try and get maximum value out of this. If I try and get greedy... Ooh, render inert. Ooh, that's good. Okay, well, let's go with... See the cards in his hand. It's nice to know what they've got. He has nothing good at all. Good. That means I get to... what's the word? What's the word? Incubate. So, anything else I want to do right now? Not really. Okay, it's looking pretty good. So for the value we've got so far from getting all those rares, and how well we're doing in the actual games, this is working out pretty well. Who knows, the next one might be awful. The next 3 might be awful. But so far 2 wins, and he's given up because he's dead next turn. We didn't even have to use our other tricks. But if we came to it, if you got some big creatures coming out, we could have dealt with that. So, it's all good. Okay, we're back with round 3. Opponent's going first again, which is lovely. But we have removal. We have the Phyrexian Censor. We have the Extramilia. We have Alabaster Host Intercessor, which we can plain cycle if we need to. Otherwise, we can play all these things. So, let's see. If the opponent goes first, good chance we can remove something. And they just mulliganed, which is always a good sign. Green, red. They have something we can kill, which, to be honest, do I want to kill it now, or do I want to see what they've got in their hand? I think we can take our time. We can look at their hand first. Let's get nosy. Right, what do we have? Ooh. We have a whole load of creatures. What do we have? We can remove something with a host intercessor if we want. 2, 3, 3, 3. Let's get stronger. Well, let's get rid of the thing that can get bigger, even though I only play these two to start with. That can get bigger, can't it? So maybe I could have got rid of that one. The Geoderm's trouble, though. And they should have some battles in their deck, based on the War Historian and the one in the Geoderm. Both work better against battles. So, we have 3. The sensor might come in handy later on. They do have battles. They can turn that to 3/4 flyer if they want. But then we can remove it. So let's try the Etched Familiar. So if they want to get past it, they'll have to transform the, what's it called? Arid Artisan. And if they do, they've spent their mana, we can remove it. There's a 3/4 flyer with haste. We can't do much about flying. I mean, I can cast this soon, probably. Like, we should have the lands. We should be able to hit this on turn 6. Okay, so they're going to untap the land. Play something for 4. Play the Karvu. They give that +1. Still give it up to -6, -6. So I presume it's going to do that to get past it. So what he's going to do next turn, this is an instant. So maybe what I'll do is I'll attack, because it might take out the Karvu. It's probably going to take the damage. And then next turn, see what he does. This has to be a sorcery to transform it. So if he does want to do that, make it a 4/5 flying. Then I can get rid of it. Probably would have been better for me not to attack, because I could have blocked with the Familiar and then sacrificed it to prevent some more damage. I need to slow this down. Negotiator. I'm going to do backup. Put it on that. It's going to become a 5/5. He's spending all his effort pulling it into this one creature. Yeah, see, I could have blocked the Karvu and then... Oh well. Let's kick it. Target him. Sacrifice him. Also, we're going to gain 2 life, they lose 2 life. Which helps us stay alive a little bit longer. I think I would have preferred blocking the Karvu and saving the 3 damage. If you're behind, it's generally better to save 3 points of your life than to do 3 more damage to them. You want to stay alive a bit longer. Okay. Damage. Let's see what we draw. Purposing. Okay. Now we really need to draw an extra land. It's going to make a big difference to everything. Because this is going to be a 4/4, which can block everything. It can exile and then make a 3/3. So, creatures enter tapped. Might possibly have something with haste. If he does, it's going to stop it from doing anything. Untapping now? What does he have? Wow. Okay. I see. So we've got 6 damage coming in, we've got 14. We're going to be down to 8, which means if we don't draw land next turn, we're dead. And we want to get this out, which is going to lose us 2 life as well. So the question is, are we going to draw land next turn? He's going to have a 3/3 out as well. We need to be able to remove something. It's not looking great. See, saving that extra 3 life might have been much better for me than having him down on 15 rather than 18. That's not really going to help me much. Okay, if I draw land, I'm fine. If I don't draw land, probably draw a creature. If I do draw land, I can play this, which I'd much rather play. If I don't draw land, if I don't get this creature out, I can take out one of these. I can block one. He's not going to attack. Let's just hope we draw land. We drew land. Okay. So, right. We need to... This can block. But he could still attack with getting 6 damage through, which is no good. So we have to put this out. And we have to take out... That can't be blocked with power 2 or less. And that has reach. Well, I'm going to say we take this one out. Pretty close, I think. So, okay, you might have a combat trick, you might have extra damage. Might have something that's going to be more than a, you know, a 3/4. Might have a 4/4 or something. This is the best chance we've got. Then we can exile the biggest thing he puts out next. It's putting out something big. Perfect. We're going to exile that. I would like to put out the Gargantua to draw some more cards. Oh, hello. He's doing this to get the damage through? Okay. I'm alright with that. What he doesn't know is that this is going. No attacks. We are all about the blocking. Then this is coming out. It'll be down to 4 life, which is dangerous. But my options are play it or don't play it. And don't play it is not a good option. I mean, I could die. You could have, like, what? Convoke? Not Convoke. What's it called? You know, the fire one. So this would be a 3/3. Need to attack with something. So let's attack with the smaller creature. Although even if he has that, what's it called? Forgetting the name of the card. It's double red anyway, so we can't cast it even with Convoke. Now we can. If he saw it, he probably would have picked it. Question is if he has it. 26 cards in the library. What's the chances he has the one card that kills me? Right, we can remove counters and draw a card. Let's attack with one biggest creature. Shall we attack with one creature or shall we attack with 2 creatures? Let's try and speed this up. Biggest problem if he has something with trample, haste. He has another Geoderm. Kind of stuck here. Maybe I should have kept the 3/3. Oh, here we go. 4 damage to battle or opponent. There we go. He had the 4 damage. So if I hadn't played the 4/4, I would have been on 6 life. But would I have been able to block quite so well? Maybe not. Either way, That fox, if I didn't attack with a fox, maybe I'd be alive. Maybe if I'd been a bit more conservative. So, we have 2 lands. We have lots of things. Oh, we can search for a third. We can play the Death Touch to start with. Then we have some things we can do. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Opponent goes first again. He kept 7. So, we want to have this. Oh, we've got a third land anyway. Okay, either way, turn 2. This transforms on 4. Either way, this is coming out first. Okay, we're against blue and white. Good chance it's knights. I'll probably have more knights than the last person we fought, who had pretty much nothing. We might want the sensor out. We might want to incubate 4. Double strike 1/3. Well, in that case, there's no point attacking because the double strike would kill me. So keep that behind, put out a 3/3. It's a good creature to have. Double strike. Billy Rider. Okay, so we can give... It's got a 3/3. We can make it a 4/4. Or we can transform this into a 3/3 Death Touch, which then blocks the Billy Rider. So incubate 4. It'll be better for me next turn. We have 4/2. It's not a good blocker. Let's incubate and make a 4/4 that we can block with. I think it's going to be better for us to play it slower. Get some removal, take out their key cards, and then hit with loads of incubator tokens that have +1 and vigilance. Ooh. We have some kind of trick. Well, let's just do this. I mean, let's make them have it. What do they have? +2/+2 and flying. Okay. They lose one, not the other. So we need some more things in their graveyard for this to be better. This is okay. It's probably better to get out now. Is it? Yeah. So then we have an Incubate 4, which is a 5/5. Which, if we're lucky, he's not looking at our enchantments, and they won't know that the 4/4 is going to be a 5/5. So if they attack and they commit to it, then we'll transform the big one. If we get one more land, we can play out the Host Intercessor, take out this or whichever other knight they happen to get out. They are looking at the enchantments. This is the +1 and this is the vigilance, so they probably worked it out. They might not attack. I'm just going to put that out. Do you want to attack me? You do. Okay. I mean, you then lose it for nothing. Did you read the card? Okay. I'm okay with that. So we have 5 mana. We can go with this and this. Let's go with the aggressive thing. They have vigilance, so kind of in his best interest to take out the 3/3, and then he's left with a 5/5 on the board he can't deal with. Not really gaining anything by not blocking this, because I can still block with them afterwards. Vigilance is really good in draft. So he has to take it out, which I'm fine with. He loses his 1 creature, and then we get to put out a 3/2 that's a 4/3 vigilance. Not bad for 3 mana. And it does stuff when it dies. And he gives up. These two, so good together. Extra +1/+1 in vigilance. Phyrexian tribal. Good fun. So, round 5. We have 3 wins and 1 loss so far, I think. We've got a 1/1 Death Touch we can play. We have a removal. We have the Fox. It would be nice to have the enchantments, but we have 3 lands. And more removal later on. Let's keep it. One day we'll get to go first, and that'd be fun. So yeah, 3 wins, 1 loss so far. Although, pretty sure if I'd done things slightly differently, then potentially could have not lost that one. It was kind of close. We were getting ahead. But the battle that does 4 damage to the opponent took me out. So yeah, it could have made a difference. Right, we have double black so far. Probably not mono black. People don't tend to have mono colours. There we go. Green and black. And something else. No, maybe not. So, 3 mana. Can't transform that. We don't want to take out the Surveyor, but it's not really worth taking out. So, I think we're going to do nothing attack-wise. We could look at their hand and get rid of something, considering they're going to have 4 mana. Or we could put out the Fox. Fox is slightly better mana-wise, but let's take it slow. What can we get rid of? Copper Host, Invasion, and Gloom, Bang, Mauler. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. We only have 5. This is 7. This is 8. This is 4. Let's take out that one. And they have a destroy creature, 4 mana, so we don't want to put out. Really? Don't want to put out Boonbringer Valkyrie until they've done that. We can't deal with flying there, so that's pretty good. I kind of want to save the -6/-6 in case we need it. So, let's put out a creature. Let's see. If they do get out the 8/8 hexproof, just go over its head. Now they might have more removal. They had nothing, so these 2 cards could possibly be removal. If dying causes other abilities, it happens twice. So this would be 4 life and 4 life, which is a nice little extra. So removal. I don't want to play that until I know we don't have other removal. So I'm going to play this. I kind of feel like they would probably do something. They have all this mana up. Let's save the Boonbringer until I know it's a bit safer at least. Are they going to use something? They're looking at their card there. Okay. Draw more cards. I'm never going to know if it's safe if they've got all the removal out their hands, so we'll just give it a little bit longer before we play this. Okay, what's this one doing? We lose life, they gain life. Sacrifice black creatures, draw cards. We can take tokens off things, but counters, but there's no counters anywhere. So 2, 3. We could just attack. We can get rid of it. Get rid of it and attack. Surveil 2. Let's do that. Okay, there's a removal that I didn't want them to use on me. Do we want this? Do we want a swamp? Probably don't want more lands, right? Get another black creature that could possibly block. We don't really have much in the way of... let's just go with that. We've got some removal. got the Boonbringer. I assume they didn't have reach. They're on 6 lands. On 7 they can cast that. They've got 7, so they've got 5/5 menace now. 7/7 menace. Which, unfortunately, I can't get rid of with a -6/6. So I can sacrifice an artifact or creature to get that. So they're going to hit this. It's going to make other tokens. They can hit me for 7. I'm going to assume they don't have... Oh wait, I can take off token. I can take off counters. This works. So take off counters, it's a 5. This is a sorcery, so you need to do it now. Of course, draw a card. Take off those, draw a card. It's now a 5/5. Now let's see if we can get the free hit in there. Is he going to assume we have a trick? Yes, take some damage. And he doesn't have the counters on it, so we could wait and cast this and sacrifice, give it -6/6. Let's see what he does. He remove... It's going to remove my Boonbringer. How sad is that? Well... It's very sad. Let's just kill his creature. So, one more land he needs to cast the Copper Host, and the Boonbringer was my way of making up for that. Could you imagine if he didn't get rid of the Boonbringer? Imagine if he got rid of the other one. That'd be crazy. So, and discard. Right, well, I have to discard that one. Because I can cast both of these. So, Phyrexians have Vigilance. That's a 4/4. And this is going to be a 2/2 lifelink. So let's get this out now. Gets land, I'm in trouble. It's a little creature, I'm probably okay. Just thinking about it. Okay, incubate 3. Okay. I can attack with a 4/4, you have to double block. He wants to kill it, which would be the smart thing to do. Might be worried that I have some kind of trick up my sleeve, so I'm going to hold on to this plains. Okay, it's now a 3/3. There's the land, so he gets out the big thing. Trample Hexproof. This is going to be the end of this, because I'm not going to have anything that can deal with that. I can't attack past it. I needed the Boonbringer. He made me discard it. Could have played it one turn earlier. Maybe I should have done. But then he would have been able to hit the... well, what would he have done? Made some zombie creature tokens, and it'd be a race between the Copper Host Crusher and the zombies against my Boonbringer. Yeah, like it could have gone either way. If I could boost my own creatures, I could double block and kill it, but then he's still left with all this. And now he's got a wide board of zombies and everything. And if I had this out last turn, he would have wasted that. Well, we're obviously done. We're on 20 life, he's on 9. And we stand no chance at all. No board wipes, unfortunately, in the deck. That's going to be the end here. Let's see what they do, just out of curiosity. Again, I could have possibly won that. If I had Boonbringer out a turn earlier. If I'd drawn Censor just before. I mean, yeah, sure, kill it, why not? zombies. Just attack with that one to be safe. Well, I'm not going to block. Well, let's just see. You never know. Something crazy might come up. Like a swamp. Well, this isn't going to go anywhere. 2 losses. That's a good one as well. Okay, opponent going first again. Have they gone first every time? We have Traumatic Revelation we can do, Final Flourish, and Timuret. Be nice to have other things, but at least we have 3 things we can do with this, even with just the 2 lands, so I'm going to keep it. And we'll think we'll have a look at their hand first. Unless they put out a 2-2 we want to kill. Yeah, let's kill that. It's going to be annoying. So, well, it takes 4. Maybe. It should be pretty safe in looking at the hand first. Removing anything. So let's see, they can get rid of something and they can counter. They've got 6 and they can convoke. They've only got 1 creature. They'll have 4 lands. So they can hit me with this. And I have to Final Flourish before they can transform it. Otherwise I can't deal with it. So let's get rid of it now. Then they've got potentially no creatures. Just removal. Nice to have some lanes every so often. So let's see if... it's 2 is a 3. Let's put this out. So if they exile it with the seal from existence, I won't get the lose 2 life, gain 2 life. It didn't die. If they have to use that good removal on a silly little creature, then I count that as a win. But maybe they've got something they can put out to block. There we go, 2-2. They can also tap creatures. Presume, can you tap? No, we can't tap it. You can only tap it once it's already been out. So let's play this one out. So it's going to be 2-3. With 3 Devotion to Black. You can pay 2 to exile 2 target cards from graveyards, gain 1 life for each creature. Ooh. That's not sorcery, right? So let's just see what he does first. It doesn't require tapping. So, maybe I'll block. Gains protection, put +1 counter on it. So protection from black. So you can hit me with 3. Is that really worth it? Still got 3 mana, you can still do the whole exile thing. Let's gain 2 life. Right, we're going to need that land. So unfortunately I'm going to have to do this. Which will cost 2. And I have 2 black and a white. I can put out Sanctifier. Let's attack first. Get our damage. Want to get our planes now. Play that out and get the creature out. So I'm not going to block. He can hit me all he wants. I'm going to gain some life next turn. And we can return a permanent from the... Oh, I want to get rid of that. -4, -4. Okay. So, what are we going to attack with? Attack with everything. There's no point attacking with that. Vigilance. Hold on. Return permanent from graveyard to battlefield. That's a permanent. Let's do that. Let's take this one out. Cool. Okay. So we can attack with this. Ooh, what do we want? Tokens get +1/+1 lifelink. Okay. I was about to say, let's attack with all. I don't care if we lose something. Attack with all. He can block the 3, loses creature. We do 4 damage to the battle. We can block something that will die, in which case we do 5 damage. Then we get to play this. Tokens get +1 on lifelink. We get incubate 4 next turn. That's going to have vigilance. So we'll have a 5/4 vigilance, lifelink, and making tokens every turn. So yeah, not much you can do at that point. Well, they could seal from existence and get rid of the enchantment, but then he's got no creatures. Either way, it's not looking too good for him. So we're currently on 4 wins, 2 losses. The 2 losses were so close, I feel like we could have possibly got away without losing those ones. But opponent goes first, they've taken a mulligan. We've got loads of land. We can see what they've got, we can incubate if we really wanted to. We can remove something. This isn't going to really help us do anything yet, but let's stick with the card advantage. And knowing that we can remove something, make them discard something to reduce their hand even more. So we got 6. And we got loads of land. So something other than land would be good. Giving that -2 would be good before it gets bigger. Down to 4 cards, 5 cards. We'll see what they've got next. Could do the sensor. 2, 3. Not too worried about that because I can put our 3/3 in a minute. Let's see what they've got. Ichor Drinker and the Broodlord. And Breach the Multiverse. Okay, so they've only got 3 lands. That can do something from the graveyard. So can that. That costs 8. Convoke. So if they don't get to lots of land, we're okay. I know they can make a creature out of that. That's better than making a 1/1 lifelink, I guess. That's incubate 3 if they get rid of something. Okay, so dying triggers twice. Tokens, vigilance, and lifelink. We can remove counters from that, draw a card. I think they cast 1 spell per turn. Isn't going to bother us. Let's go with... We don't have incubate yet, so we don't have tokens. Just go with the 2/4. Slightly more mana efficient. But we don't want them to get to 7 lands, or there's a good chance that we've lost. There you go, you can kill that one. It's fine. Render inert again. Okay, so the land. About the sensor, or we could render inert. We have treasure. Look at the treasure. Oh, from that. So we've got 5. It's getting kind of scarily close. Let's slow it down a bit. Maybe render inert would have been the better option. So I can kill the token. Draw a card. It could have been a 2-drop or something. What have I got? The 2/2 lifelink's not going to help here. Boonbringer's going to help though. Okay. I'm going to need to end this quickly. So, having a 4/4 flying first strike lifelink is good. Having a 5/5 is even better. This can convoke though. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I should have killed that. So you can put this thing out. It's a 7/6. Search library for a card face down. You can play it. I want him to lose a creature. Oh, they're going to do that to convoke. Okay. Not convoke. Sacrifice. Incubate. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. They can cast the dragon. Just need something to exile. Enter the battlefield. Exile. I wonder what they're going to exile. They can cast, have convoke. Cast pretty much anything right now. That's tapped. Why is that tapped? Is it enter tapped? Well, let's... Oh, tap. Because convoke? I don't know why it's tapped. So... let's gain some life. Let's do some damage. We're going to need it. So, only one spell per turn. We can remove counters there. Draw a card. Probably better to do it now. That's 3, wasn't it? Yeah. You can spend 2 mana to turn it into a creature, but it's not going to do anything. Tries to kill Boonbringer. And I have something for that. Ooh, I was lucky. Now I just need my removal. Which I don't have, so I can't get past that. So, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, I mean. Okay. Then he casts 1 spell per turn. He can cast that next. Which would have been great if he could... yeah. That's going to be a 5-4 trample, because he's going to end up milling 10 cards. Can't attack. So let's see what happens. Put those cards into play, so it's not cast them, unfortunately. Okay, incubate 4. Phyrexians have vigilance, but still not going to help me. Well, let's do that for now. At least we get the incubate. What are they waiting for? What are we going to do about the dragon? We need the enchantment that gives it -4/-4. Or the repurposing. We've got that, haven't we? Whichever one we have. Let's see, what do we have? Alabaster Host Intercessor. Oh, sorry, next combat. And we're not going to attack because of the dragon. No attacks. End turn. So, what else can we do? Mirrored and Avenged. If we do any damage to it, we can destroy it. Failed conversion. Give it -4/-4, and then it's no good. Or... is that it? Yeah. So... oh wait, is this the end of my turn? Yeah. So, end of my turn. I can't cast another spell because of that one. But I can render that inert next time, and hopefully we can draw one of those. Is it 2, 3 removal options? Breach the multiverse. Okay, here we go. They're milling lots. Repurposing is there, failed conversion is there. We still have one option in the wait, Mirrored and Avenged. Still have that, right? No, that's there. What's he put out? Oh gosh. Odd mana value, deal double damage. Okay, that's even. Let's just transform that now. Land. We can draw a card. Not looking good unless we can get rid of that. The land's not going to help us. Let's play another land anyway. Can't attack. 5/4. Have to lose something for us to. It's still not great. Not really much we could do. We attack with everything. We block here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. But he would kill 2 things. Yeah, unfortunately not quite wide enough. Okay, when it converts, put a +1 counter on it, so there's no point doing rendering that while there's still tokens. He's going wider as well. Anything that removes Broodlord, which is basically Alabaster Host, is literally the only thing we've got now, I think, that will get rid of it. It's tapped. Gargantua. 7. Or 2 cards. What if we attack with everything? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blockers. So I can only hit with the Boonbringer. Let's do this. Let's lose the 2 life, but we're going to gain 5 anyway. Sculpt to Perfection. Incubate 2 +1. Well, getting somewhere. Kind of. Lose 2, gain 2. Okay, if he attacks me once more with the Broodlord, he's dead. We've got other blockers in the sky. Wait, why didn't he block with the Sky Warden last time? Odd mana. Odd mana. It's going to do a double. Yeah, it's not looking good. Can't get rid of both the Sky Wardens. If we attacked last time, possibly he would have lost one, having to double block the Menace. So 7. I still got the 1. If we could get rid of that 1. Mills 3 cards, he's got 12. I've got 6, that's not helping. Transform it, mana value 2 or less from graveyard to the battlefield. Nothing 2 or less that's going to save me. Phyrexians get plus. And we can incubate, which is nice, but it's not going to be enough. Well, let's do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's hope he's miscalculated something. Because we're not going to win otherwise. So we need to get 7 damage through. If he kills the familiar, we need to get 5 damage through. He's got enough blockers. He needs to block Boonbringer. What if he missed it? What if he just forgot to block him? Hello. You kidding me? Actually forgot it. That was close. Starting again. That's the way to do it. If we get 5 damage through, he's still dead. Because he's going to kill the familiar. How much damage is going through? We just do it. He didn't block the... He's killed the fox. He's gained life? Where did he gain life from? What am I missing? Where did he gain life? Tokens? He put that one out. He had incubator tokens. Why did I not account for that? Ah, shame I couldn't remove that. Well, let's see. I mean, I can block some things, but I can't block the Broodlord and the Sky Warden. And that's 12 damage. So this is the third loss. What did I get? 4 wins? Not too bad. Like I said, it could have gone slightly better, possibly. A couple of those losses. That one felt very close. I just had to get rid of that one creature and I would have been fine. So yeah, 4 wins, 3 losses. Not too bad. 450 gems and a pack on top of the other draft rewards. So not a bad deck at all. So that's all we have time for this quick draft. Managed to get into gold, which is not too bad. 4 wins for 3 losses. Maybe it could have been slightly better. We did have a pretty good deck, and we got quite a few rares from that as well. So that's a pretty good way of getting some value out of the draft, getting more rares and more valuable cards added to your collection, and still getting quite a few gems from that. We did pay in gems rather than paying in gold, because if you're paying in gems for events, you get the discount. Rather than being 1,000 gems, it's worth 750 gems. So overall, we spent 300 gems to get all those rares and the extra reward pack, which is not bad value at all. Pretty good way of building up our collection, much better than buying packs with those gems. So we had 300 gems. That's basically, we could have bought 1.5 packs, or we could get the reward pack and everything from the draft, which is obviously much better. So that's all we have time for today. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see some more content on getting the most value out of drafting, building your collection, and everything else on Magic Arena. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.